everyone, this is Amy. Welcome today to my channel. Today I'm going to do another Christmas design using two Amagic flat brushes, a number 14 and a number 2, a number 8 Deerfoot stippler, and a fine liner by Westonia. Any fine liner will do. Paint I'm using today are all FolkArt paints using lime green, wicker white, hunter green, engine green, and then this is a brushed metal. It's a, I don't know if it actually has a color. Didn't even think to look. Just a brushed metal, antique gold. I didn't see that on there. And I'm also using a licorice, which I don't have the bottle right here in front of me. Alright, so I'm going to start by putting my number, I think I said 14 flat brush into the engine red. And I'm going to come through here. I'm trying really hard to make these smaller. So I'm just doing a light kind of painting in of the designs right now. And I apologize if there's any glare on this. It's really hard to not have glare when you're painting on glass. And as much as I try to change my angle and whatnot, I still seem to be in that arena. Alright, so I'm just technically just kind of drawing my 6-petal flower. And I'm going to come back over it here in a minute with some white. Again, I'm working really hard trying to keep it small, or at least as small as I can for me. Isn't always the easiest thing because I tend to do things really big when it comes to painting. And it's just basically making just a real easy petal shape. This kind of went off the deep end here, but I will go back over it again, so not worried, just kind of quickly painting these shapes in. Then I'm going to touch into my white, my wicker white, and I have a little bit of green in here from doing my little test I do my little test sheet. Then I'm going to come up here and just go over these again. And by doing this, I'm actually giving it more opaqueness because I'm adding the white to it. And if you want, you can add some red to it too while you're doing this part. Or you can come back over after you've placed the white down. Either way will be fine. I'm just lightly painting over it. So either way is good. And I'll come back over these again. But if you notice, by me doing this, they're definitely more opaque than they would be if I just left them be, right? And I can always come back in here with more white when I need it, but I'm just keeping this shape. And if you're new and you have any questions or comments, please place those down below my video. Let me go back over these then. Give them a little bit more of the red look. More of a pinkish, I guess. And also with this type of painting, if you want to try to think of where your light source is coming from, you can, you know, figure out where you should put like the darker color, the lighter color, that type of thing. You can definitely figure that out if you want. I'm not concentrating so much on that, but that's up to you. And I'm going to go over this one, paint it in. Again, if I want to add some light into the mix. The only thing is you got to be careful when you're painting over it because you can pull the paint up. So try not to work it too much. And light touches. And you don't want to raise the paint, that's for sure. And we'll turn it in this direction. And now I can come over it if I want, which I'm going to. It's the only thing about overlapping when you're doing this, you end up having to overlap, you know, paint and then overlap on top of the other one. And that's fine, just as long as you know that you've got to do that. Or you can pretend the petal's cut off and it's behind the flower too, if you want. Like over here, I'm going to put this in. And I'm going to come clear into the center. I got a little bit more white in here, and I'll come back over it and put some more red back in here in a minute. So just take your time and relax, and it'll be easier. I do have some glare while I'm working on this, so it is a little bit more difficult to see, but I'll work it out. And you could also just do with the basic one stroke type of stroking if you wanted to. I didn't want to do that on this. I wanted to do it how I'm doing it, so just kind of makes it a little more interesting. Again, I have to just be really careful because I'm pulling up some paint from underneath. Okay, and then here we go again. Now I can just stop this and make it look like it went underneath of it, or I can go ahead and finish through with the actual leaf, or the petal I should say. And so you can see it, just gotta be careful. There you go. And we're almost done with this part. Thanks so much for your patience. Just takes a little bit of time. And I might find myself having to add some more red to my palette, maybe. And just come up here. This is what I'm talking about. You can make it look like it's just coming behind it. not going to see the whole petal, or you can just come in front of it if you want. However you want to do it. Okay, and then we're going to come over this guy. All right, and then one more. One more. And then you just kind of can look at it and make sure that you've gotten the colors exactly how you want them, and you know, the shapes of the petals, that kind of thing, exactly the way you want them. And the shading, if you want to put shading in, that's up to you. I'm not going to on this. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do, take my liner, and I'm going to, first of all, stick it into the black and just kind of pull it out. Now on some of these you can come down like this, and you could actually do this with a flat brush too. And then we can come out here. Now it's a green bottle, so it might be a little hard to see initially, but you can just kind of just judge where you want to put some black liner. Don't have to do it through all the petals, or you can, up to you, or you can just do it like this and come, you know, do your little piece that comes up like that. Alright, come like this and come through here. Kind of shows that we had that little petal. And then I'm going to come down this one and just swing it down. Now I can come down here and do a little turn if I want. This one's not as pointy as some of my other petals, which are fine. You can make it thicker. I'm just kind of filling it in. It's a little more difficult. Like that. Again, you don't have to do the whole petal. You can just do part of it. You can do, or you can leave this part out too if you don't want to do it. Now I'm just going to come over here and put a little bit of black. And you could also do to where it's not necessarily right on the paint. Sometimes it makes it a little bit easier to do it if you kind of make it look like you don't necessarily have to have it perfect along the painted part. Makes it a little more whimsical if you do it that way. But again, that's up to you. If you don't like this part, you can just leave it out. If you want to come up in here, I kind of almost like it better when it comes clear up. And then we'll flip it around. It's easier for me to flip them and get them to do what I want it to do when I do that. All right, and then let's see, let's do, this guy is going to come down here, and I'm going to flip it out here like it has a little piece coming down that way. Again, we're just pretending, and I don't even care what side of the petal you're doing it on. It doesn't matter to me. And if I could find my lids, I could actually do it with that. You put my little lids on these paint containers and do it that way. But I don't know where they're at, so I can't do it. All right. So then I'm going to take the little Deerfoot stippler, stick it into my licorice, and I'm going to come through here and just pounce in the centers. Pounce in the centers. Let's see here. Then I'm going to grab my brush again, my little liner brush, and I'm just going to come through here and just do some quick little pulls out from the center all the way around. And do this one here too. You can do it quick, you can do a lot, little, doesn't matter, up to you. I'm gonna turn my brush so I can, or my bottle so I can see better. I always like to make them a little bit different sizes. They don't need to be the same. And some of these are a little thicker. It's just based on how much paint I have on my brush. So I'm going to take my little stippler. I'm going to pounce some of the black out. I'm going to go in here, pounce some gold on here, and then just come back through here and quickly just put a little bit of gold into the center. Then I'm going to take my gunmetal gold and come through here and just make little lines that I can do little swoops with my brush. And come back over here. Some of these are going to be like they're just ribbons, because I don't have a whole lot of space here based on my bottle size, and so I'm just going to do the best that I can based on the size of the bottles. If you think you want to add like more that comes down here, just to do maybe a sweeping motion. I can even do it like it's just part of a ribbon, like I said. Kind of like the bottom there, and then this one I pulled out a little bit of black from the flower itself, but I'll just go over it again. And then I can come up here just a little bit and do a little swirl. Again, if I had more room, it'd be easier to do. On the glass bottle, I don't have as much room, so we'll just do it, make it quick and easy. And I can have it like I got part of the ribbon coming down this way. And anything that I paint, if you don't like this part, then leave it out. And if you think it's silly, you don't like the way it looks, you can do it better. Doesn't matter, however you want to do it. And then we'll put like a little part coming through here a little bit, just to make it make sense. And if you feel like it needs to be where you need to make it a little bit thicker, thinner, go back over it again, that's up to you. And I'm going to come out of this one because I did just do a little swirly. I think it needs a swirly here. And I can do it a little thinner. Alright, the next thing you can do with this, if you want, just to give you an idea, stick your black in here, and then you can come down some of this, like on the gold, you know, part of the gold, just kind of outline it a little bit. You can outline the whole side of it, just kind of gives it a little bit more, like a little more dimension to it. But again, that's strictly up to you if you want to do that or not. And it doesn't matter to me what side you put your black on. Doesn't really matter. If you just want to do a little bit towards the opening of the ribbon or the ending of the ribbon, you can do that. Or you can do a lot. Just, again, up to you. Whatever calls you. And so I'm just going to pretend this is the ribbon coming off the side. Do a little bit here. I can come back this way and swoop it around. Make it connect. I'm going to come down here. And do the same on this one. Yeah, shoot. Keep touching it, make it bigger. Okay. And I'm just going to do a little bit right in here. Alright. Then I'm just going to kind of brush this off on my plate. I'm not going to do a lot of these because I'm going to, they take so long to do, but I'm just going to do a few just to show you what you can do. I'm just going to do 3. Okay, so this is just, you're going to be pulling away just like a branch, a pine tree branch that you're adding to your design. Alright, so I'm putting a little bit of the darker green. I'm going to come back in here with the lighter green, come back over it, and I'm just doing just really quick little pulls with my brush from the center out, not from the out to the inside, but away from the branch. Add a little white to it so you can see it better. And again, I'm just moving quickly. You can slow down, just enjoy yourself. But again, I don't like really long videos. And you can add more. But you get the gist, right? Okay, gonna do it over here, same thing. Dark, I want to pull it over my flowers a little bit. Come over some of these little crazy ribbons that I painted. And I'm really just kind of rotating the colors, and but you can make them thicker, you can make them bigger. They don't have to be thin. And little scrawny branches. They can be bigger. Alright, again, we're almost finished. Thanks so much for sticking with me on this. I hope you like this video. I had somebody request some holiday designs, so I'm just trying to come up with, and they're going to be pretty much floral, or maybe like I did the bulb one the other day. I'm not really into doing Santas or, you know, reindeers, that kind of thing. So if you're looking for that, there might be another artist that fits those needs for you. Mine's going to be more with nature. Again, I'm just light little, just very light pulls with the brush. And I definitely like coming over my, what I've painted already, just to make it more natural. Alright, I do believe that we're done. I hope you like this. If you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. New to my channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and prior to leaving, if you would share this video on your social network with your family and friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Until the next time, please stay safe and healthy, and you have a good one.